Ooh, a few there. What's happening, people? We good. We're good. 87. A dude named Nathan. Nate.
And I've got one more question.
Yes.
When you started the shoe show, did you have people that were on?
I did it by myself, remember, at the start?
Why did you start doing it with other people?
Because it's better. I want to hear everyone's stories. What's
Said
up? How are you?
We
What's happening?
Shoe people.
And just any people, normal people. Some of them famous, some of them normal. You know, I'm a normal man. You want to say hi?
No.
No? What if I go like that halfway?
I want to relax. I want to chill in my pajamas.
What are we watching? We're watching Colin. We got Colin Key in the background. Justin Puma, what's up? Eastway in the house. Huckles. Ledge, Haas, Ledge back in the building. Legend. Man, let me tell you something about that word. Ages ago, Deborah, myself, Bosco's in the house. What's happening? My man Jerry's in the house. I can't remember what I was going to say. The word legend. All right, we got Nate from Ichpig. Let's get it, man. Let's do this. Let's see what's happening. Let's hear the story. I'm listening. You got it up. Oh, waiting. Yo.
Hey, man, what's up?
How are you, brother? Nice to meet you.
You too.
How
Just
you doing?
adjusting this. Oh, there we go. We're in.
We're in. It's happening. It's on. It's on.
How's the morning been?
What's happening, man? It's just my agony. What's going on? How's the family going? Good?
Good. Good. I'm actually about to be a new father for the first time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations. So what?
Thanks,
yeah, that's so first child.
Yeah, first child. My partner is 20. I think it's 22 weeks as of yesterday.
Congratulations to you both, and yeah, all blessings, man, blessings. It's good. It's a blessing to be a parent. You know what I mean? It's hard, you know. And I'll tell you what, man. The only advice I got is when you're in the hospital, start changing the nappies then. And then you get that's the only thing I say to people. I don't say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, make sure you do this. The only thing if you start doing it from the start,
yeah,
because it starts getting hectic, brother, as they get older. Believe me, you know what I'm saying. Like if you get used to it at the start, that's the only thing. That's the only advice I give. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just hit that. Get into that straight away, man, because then it won't be as bad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's awesome. Please congratulate to your partner as well. And for the people that don't know who you are, introduce yourself and what you do for a living, my brother.
So I co-own a company, Melbourne-made clothing company called Ichpig. I co-own it with my brother. We started it about 10 years ago now. Literally out of our mum's garage. We were like sewers. We sewed the jumpers ourselves. Actually went rummaging, you know, because I kind of wanted to be a little bit prepared for this, and I found this.
Awesome.
So that's me on the sewing machine. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Where else?
Oh, again. But you can see the little overlocker.
Yeah, man.
And me sewing as a younger man.
That's gross, man. I didn't know you actually sewed them up yourselves and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
And then what? So you made the clothes, and then got the stuff embroidered into it, or you had the embroidery machine already?
So what we did was it was strange. We at first, the way we thought about it was we kind of treated it like Macca's, where it was like, you know, Macca's, you go there, right, and they have a beef patty, they have the lettuce, they have the bun, they have all that shit, right? So what we did was we had all this kind of pre-worked garments where we were kind of modifying things that we were buying off this manufacturer that was kind of discontinuing them. So then what we do is we already had them pre-embroidered with our designs and our styles.
Awesome.
And then we'd get these, we call them parts, and we'd chop them in half, add a section in the middle and get a new colorway. And then because you'd have all these parts that you chopped, we have like all these different colors of the rainbow. So you could
Man.
put, you know, a blue with a sky with a white, and you make this epic colorway that, you know, like back 10 years ago, like there wasn't much like that.
Yeah,
Um,
no, right.
yeah,
That's sick. That's grouse. I never knew that, man. That's crazy, man. That's sick. And like I was telling you, man, my godson Tristan he's like each pig out, man. Like I'm telling you, he's he is, man. When he started working, like before, I remember when he got a job, like he was slowly developing his style, and he's like he's tan, he's half Maori, half Australian. He's just covered in anime tattoos. But
yeah,
as he was getting older and working, um, he discovered Ichpig, you know, and he asked me about it. I go, yeah, I know the brand, you know, and
yeah, yeah.
telling ya, he has got like everything. Like he's got his closets are like each pig tracksuits, decked out jackets. That's all he wears. Each pig, Doc Martens, and Timberland boots, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he loves it. You know what I mean? Like, what's up, Annie? You want to say hello? Oh, my daughter wants to say what's up.
No, hi. No, I want to say after you finish your show,
We're going out time.
lovely.
Of course, yes, no problem. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. My godson, man, shouts to Tristan, man. He's like him and his whole crew that he hangs out with. They all rock each pig, man. Hard.
Yeah, that's sick.
And
That's sick.
you and your brother and everyone involved because it has been around for so long, and man, it's very popular. Your garments are sick quality. You know what I mean? I just want to say congratulate and to start it from your mum's garage, man. Sewing it yourselves. You know what I mean? That's a such an accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Thanks,
And
man.
yeah, you know, you should be very proud of yourselves. And like, so is your team? I've seen your photos. You know, you got a team with you in some of the photos on your pages and stuff. And are they all family or close friends that work with the team?
So, I mean, obviously it grew like for a long time there. It was literally, you know, me and Alex just sewing in the garage, in the workshop, you know, and friends would kind of come over and help us, you know, think of colorway ideas or think of new styles and that kind of stuff. And word kind of got around pretty quick. But our first employee was a customer. It was, you know, this guy called Liam. Funny story. He just like, I was kind of stressed out making orders because what happened was is invariably word got around that you could come and pick your own colors of hoodies.
Man,
And we got pretty popular, right? Like that, you know, especially with that kind of, well, you know, like the sneaker culture and just culture in general, you know, like, you know, everyone wants to line up their clothes with their kicks or whatever, right? Their favorite basketball team they want to represent or whatever, right?
man.
And yeah, like, so just word kind of got around and we started getting buried in orders, and I was stressed out really bad one day, and this guy Liam came to pick up one of I think it was his second order.
Yeah.
And I was kind of huffing and puffing, bustling around, trying to get shit overlocked, get the panels cut up, get it all ready. And he said, "Oh, do you need a hand at all?" Like, oh, no, actually, he said, if you ever need a hand, like, I'm more than happy to help out. And I literally turned around to him and said, "Actually, you know what? Here's a pair of scissors. I'll show you how to do this right now." And like, he literally started cutting with me there and then. That was like, that must have been 9 years ago. And he's
Awesome.
been with the brand ever since. It's crazy.
That's the best, man. Shouts to Liam, man. And that's man. Shouts to your brother. That's crazy. That's awesome. What a sick story.
Yeah, there's heaps of that. Like, so every employee that we now have is a customer or a friend. That's just how it's worked out. We, you know, it's the one thing that is kind of been on my mind personally in the last, say, I would say 4 to 5 years is I want to make this company an organism, you know, an organism that has the power to give back, to create opportunity, to you know what I mean, that you don't have to go work in some job that maybe you're not so stoked about, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna have my resume then. If you're looking, I'm telling you, and I'm not fucking around either. But fuck, that'll be sick. Believe me, man. Don't worry, that'll be crazy, man.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get you in some shoots or something sometime.
100, bro. I'll do anything, man. Anything. 100%. I'll do photo shoots, man.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone that works here is basically a customer. They started off as a customer.
Sweet. That's mad. Yeah, that's man. Now, I asked everyone that comes on the show when you were kids, you and your brother. You know, I know you're into skating as well, and I've seen that flip, the tray flip that you do at the skate. That's a sick video. I like that one. I noticed you got
Thanks,
Puma.
man.
I think you wearing Puma suedes in that.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about me. I pretty much I skate in Pumas religiously. Like I've actually got I actually got a pair here. Like, you know, not that, you know, I'm like, I know this is like a, you know, flexi sneaker collection kind of show usually, but yeah, these are a pair of, like, I've flogged the crap out of them. You can see how worn out they're fucked.
Yeah, but
so yeah,
it's a good shoe for skateboarding, man. And Puma suedes and Clydes, they hug your foot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially
exactly. I reckon they got mad feel. I really like them. I've been skating the suedes and the Clydes for shit. It must be almost like 4 years now. We got a bit of a hookup with Puma as well. Shout outs to James Chan and the crew from Puma. Yeah, we got a bit of a hookup from them. So I've got quite a decent collection that I'm burning through.
Sick. That's mad. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, and then have you always liked Puma as a kid? Like when you let's say you were in grade 6 or something like that, or grade 5. Like, was there ever a shoe that you seen that like you and your brother were like, fuck, I wish I had those, like, you know? Or did you get them, or there was one pair of shoes when you were a kid that you wanted and you couldn't get? You know what I mean?
It's funny, you know, like my first love was basketball. And to this day I'm addicted to basketball. I love it. You know, I follow all the teams. I follow, you know, what's going on, where the players are going, all those kinds of things. So yeah, I guess you obviously, you know, saying that, you know, my first kind of introduction into kicks and shoes was Jordans, obviously, right? So the first pair of Jordans I actually ever had were the 13s. They're those, I'm not sure if you know, they're the ones that kind of, they're almost like the couch, you know, like they're kind of got the studs in them. And then it kind of looks like a cushion down the side. So I had that white-red colorway with the hologram on the back. And I fizzed them. I loved them so much. And I remember that was probably my first, without even knowing, like my first kind of love of shoes. And that's kind of where it started for me. But then as I got older and started skating at about, I think 13 or 14, my love for skating then kind of kicked in as well. And it was kind of like these two parallels of loving Jordans, but then also, you know, like I remember like as a young kid, like as a 14-year-old, I fizzed the Chet Thomas Globes. I think they were the 4s. I just loved them. I just was obsessed with them. And I think I finally got a pair. Mum finally got a pair for me for Christmas or whatever. And then after that, I remember it was the Circa Chad Musker 901s. And I think I ended up getting a pair of them. They were rad. They were the ones that had the zip in the tongue. So you could like, I always used to stash like, you know, like $10 or all my house keys in there when I was skating.
Yeah.
I thought they were really, really fresh. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it started for me. But then as I got older, it was like, I guess I was always really into like, you know, like, remember that Nike sample store on Smith Street in Melbourne?
That was the best. The outlet.
How good was that?
It's unbelievable.
I used to love. How good was it? Like I used to love going to that. Remember that sample rack at the back?
Yeah.
And you just go and try and find gems.
I could never get my size in there. Like, you know what I mean?
What size are you?
Me, I range. It depends, right? So I range from a 10. My original size is 10.5, but I range from a 10 to an 11. Even I get away like so. These ones I got not long ago. So I got 12s as well, but just depends on the These are 11.5.
Yeah, fresh. They're sick.
Yeah, these are Croc 11 lows. You know what I mean? From 2015 drop.
Wow.
Like,
They're epic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that hectic sole, that big chunkiness.
Yeah, man. And my man Marine told me, like, this shoe was the first time that Jordan put a gum sole on the shoe. Not actually, obviously, this is a retro, but, like, this first time they put a gum sole on a Jordan and stuff. But,
yeah.
fits like a glove, and it's like
Yeah.
once bigger than my normal size. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they're sick. Oh yeah, that's the foams,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Oh, they're crazy those.
Yeah, I got these in Harajuku about 10 years ago. They're
Yeah.
the Wheatstones. They're the T-Mac ones. You can see
Yeah.
that was when T-Mac, I think, I'm not sure if that was before or after he went to Adidas. I don't know. I think T-Mac's still on Adidas now, so it probably would have been before he went to Adidas.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I'd been searching for these for ages. I'd always wanted them. And that was actually like, that was a shoe that I later kind of, as my kind of love for basketball continued, and I guess I kind of, the Jordan thing kind of is tricky, you know, because it's like every man and his dog has the most epic Jordans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be that guy anymore. Like, it was hard for me as, you know, a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, like skater, basketball player, new kind of business owner to keep up with that vibe. Like, my money started I started to have to get pretty thrifty and not be able to, you know, pump like 250, 300 into like, you know what I mean? Into like proper rare Jordans.
Yeah. I don't pay full. Like a lot of my shoes, are second. You know, and I love it. You know, and I look for the deals, man. Like I remember.
Yeah.
In my bedroom, like I'm in the man cave now, but in my bedroom, I got a pair of 2010 retro Bordeaux 7s, right? Jordan Bordeaux 7s. And I found a rich Asian dude from Canberra for $120, right?
That's
and then,
so sick.
bro,
Sevens are so dope. They're so sick.
yeah, mint condition. And I showed my mate, and my mate's a Jordan man. My man, Marine. Shout out to Marine. It was his birthday yesterday. And when I showed him, he was like, fuck, what a sick cunt. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and then I bought another 2 pairs of Jordans off this other Asian dude, man. He rocked up in a brand new Mustang, like white.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was with Annie in the car near High Point, and he goes, "Oh, what car do you drive?" I go, "I'll just be standing with a Kango on next to a Barina, right?" And he goes, "All right, sweet." He goes, "I'll be 5 minutes, right?" All of a sudden, I hear this rumble, man, and he's just did, and he's just hanging out the window like that. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man? $100 each for a pair of 12s and a pair of retro 2s." Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
sick.
I just got lucky like that, you know. And I go, "Fuck!" I go, "How come so cheap?" And he wouldn't let me go without opening the box and looking at the shoes. And I go, "Bro," I go, no, I trust you." He goes, no. He goes, "Please," you know. And I go, "Dude," I go, "look at what car you just drove in." I go, "You're not gonna rob me for a pair of shoes?" Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I go, "I trust you, man." He goes, no. He didn't let me go without opening the boxes and sussing out the shoe and seeing if I was happy. But yeah, I'm the same as you, man. I don't use the box. I wouldn't have a clue how to do it, man. It's like,
Yeah.
I have no idea, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that, man. I'll rather buy a second-hand pair or something like that, but I'll get lucky, man. I'll get some cool deals. You know what I mean? I'll get some cool deals. Like these were I paid 40. I paid $40 for these.
Fuck. That's so sick.
Bro, they're mint. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. Hey, you can't fuck with that. $40. What are you gonna get? That's a pack of cigarettes these days. Probably more.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a little bit fleeced on these ones. I think it was like $450 I paid for them, and that was pretty hardcore resale. But I was in Japan. I had the spending money. I didn't spend it, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep these shoes forever, and I'm gonna wear the shit out of them.
Exactly, it's true, man.
And the way I figured it out, like, looking back on it now, it's like, you know, I've had these shoes for 10 years. I spent $450, so realistically, it's $45 a year on a pair of shoes I really, really like. I can justify that. I don't mind it. Like, they're gonna last forever. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm like you. I used to. I mean, I don't do it so much now because I don't have as much time as I once did. But you know, like, I really used to love the hunt. These are really old. These ones.
Ooh.
So these are like foamies, but they got like a zip. They're like they're like a foamy hybrid.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like those you know the Nike gloves that they made for Gary Payton.
Yes.
So that's that, but then it's kind of got this foamy kind of inspired kind of design.
They're sick.
Yeah, I found these. This is actually off the back of the sample rack at Smith Street. I still have them. These must be like, I don't know how old these are. I love them.
They're old. They're sick. I've got a pair of pennies right here actually. They're retro.
That's dope.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, sick.
The one.
They're from when he was in Orlando. That's sick.
With the pinstripe on it.
Yeah. That's what that's from. It's referencing the Orlando Magic when he used to play for them. That was meant to be the super team. That was like they were trying to get, what was it? I think it was, they were trying to coach Tim Duncan, Penny, and Tracy McGrady. But I think Duncan reneged, and then McGrady was just like, nah, fuck it. And he went to Houston.
Okay.
I think so. I think that's what happened. I remember that. I kind of remember that. It was a bit before my time. It was a bit like, I was still, that was like, you know, like League Pass wasn't around then, so you couldn't watch it as religiously as you can now. It wasn't quite as accessible. That was probably more when I was about, 15 or 16, I think. Something like that anyway. But yeah, I just love the hunt, you know, like, and then like, you know, it's like when we used to do sneaker freaker stalls as well, like we'd have the Ichpig stall there. You know, it's just fun going along and trying to find stuff that, like, I guess maybe not everyone's wearing. Like, I was never as much on the pulse. You know, like what's hot, what's in, what's the colorway, what's the next Off-White collab with Jordan. Like, it's just never really been me. I kind of gravitate to things that I like and
right.
Interests me. You know, like, you know, I remember there for a while there, I was really into gel threes, right, with the split tongue and shit.
Yeah. I was playing out when I was split tongue. Yeah,
and I just thought they were cool. And like, you know, now these are my, you know, a lot of these shoes I wear every day. And that's another thing with me. I'm real into actually wearing the shoes. I'm a real rinse. I make sure I wear shit, you know, like I don't really do the thing where, you know, like you buy 2 pairs, you sit on one, and then maybe you wear the others or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I break a lot of the rules, you know, like, you know, the whole creasing thing and that shit, right?
Yeah, there shouldn't be any rules, really, man. I mean, where you buy a pair, you know, you gotta wear them. Like, I remember I'll show you a pair. Big shout out to my man Kaylee Vegas as well, and he doesn't even have these. Like, this is a dude that played tennis in the 90s, Sergey Beguera, right? These are Sergey, yeah, right? And he doesn't have this shoe, right? And I'll show you another shoe. Like, he's the tennis lord. Like, I'll send you the episode. He's a good friend of mine, and he told me, he goes, because of the midsole, he goes, don't wear this. He goes, otherwise it will crumble. You know what I mean? He goes, you don't want to risk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My partner got me these for my birthday, you know, and but it's hard. I wore them. We sat here and watched Cold Crush on video on VH. I wore a tracksuit and I wore these. I wore them once. At least I could wear them once. You know what I mean? But it is hard, man, because sometimes I walk past and the wardrobe, and I know they're in there, and it's like, I want to wear this shoe. You know what I mean? But then, like Callie said, he goes, it's at your own risk. He goes, not many people will have this because he doesn't have this. You know what I mean? And shout to Keeney, the designer who I interviewed as well. Shouts to Liz as well, and you know, they sent me a pair of these, which is the new young line. So they borrowed Callie Vegas's original shoe from 1984, and then she scratch. So they remade it from his original shoe. And shout out to them and everyone at Sergio, and the guy got a tracksuit as well. And but yeah, they're my grails, sort of. You know what I mean? But then the birthday that I got off there. It kills me sometimes, man. I want to put them on, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's still got the tag on one of the shoes. Like, look, like the guy, the guy I bought them off. Like, that was his dad. He must have bought them and never wore them, you know. And this was my first actual shoe that was a signature shoe that was made when it came out. You know what I mean? And Cali Vegas told me the story about him. His biggest achievement, he bet Jim Poirier won the French Open. You know what I mean? Sampras was leaving.
Wow.
Martina Hingis was suing Sergio, and they thought he was gonna, you know what I mean, like push the brand, you know. And he did, I guess, for a little bit. You know, he done well. I mean, like, you know, he won the French Open. You know what I mean? That was his highest accolade in 1993. But I'm
That's
just
pretty solid, though.
yeah, fucking oath it's solid. Yeah, of course. But that's why he's told me. He goes, man, it's a rare shoe. So just don't risk it. You know, the tags are still on it. He said, you know what I'm saying? He goes, just that's your grail. You know what I mean? Like, and he just said, keep the grail. You know, but it kills me because I'm a shoe wearer like you. I you know, you buy shoes to wear on to wear. You know what I mean? Like, you can't not wear them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I guess I'm kind of lucky where I don't have that kind of shoe purist collector in me. You know, like that I guess that characteristic that makes people put it in the wardrobe or put it in the box or wrap it in the plastic. You know what I mean? I don't really get that FOMO, that kind of guilt, or actually, to be honest, I mean, I assume that's what it is. I don't actually personally know because I look at it and just go, yeah, shit, yeah, I want to wear this. You know, I get joy out of just like, I just go, nah, I don't care, whatever. It's there to be worn. But that's just me. Like, that's my personal view. You know, it's no one's correct or wrong or whatever, right?
Exactly, man. That's what I think shoes should be, like collecting shoes or whatever. You know what I mean? You do whatever you want with it, you know? And then just because someone hasn't got this pair and doesn't that pair doesn't mean that you can't call them. Oh, you're not a real shoe person if you don't have these. Some of the disses I've had on messages before, like I posted up one. And I wrote one of them. They go, man, you do a shoe show, you don't even wear Yeezys. You know what I mean? It's like, what kind of comment is that? It's like, you know what I mean? Like one.
So close-minded.
I don't like. Some of them look all right, you know what I mean? But it's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same. I look at him and I'm like, I mean, yeah, like I can understand how people like them, and I can understand that, you know, because, you know, like this world's so big now. You can make anything and someone's going to like it, you know? Like there's a niche for everything. That's what the definition of niche is, right? You know, it's like even us, you know, like you think, how can a company starting off making garments by hand where they were, how does that gain traction? You know, we were charging like $220 for these handmade things. But here we are 10 years later making a living, having employees, still doing it, right? So it's like, it's like that. But yeah, I'm the same. The Yeezys don't really appeal to me. They never have. I think also it's one of those things coming from basketball. I kind of feel like Nike and Jordan is kind of been hard ingrained in me a little bit.
Well, Jordan, what a lot of people don't know, the back in the days, especially in the 80s or whatever, in the basketball, I seen this doco, you know, and they had a pie, and Nike's piece of the pie was like
tiny. They were losing to Converse. Converse had it because Converse had Magic, they had Bird, they had all the guys, right? They had the guys.
Yeah,
Jordan
added that.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the Jordan 1 came out, boom, it was all over.
Nike fell ass first into that. They fell ass first into that. Fucking, he wanted to go to Converse. If you watch Last Dance, he actually liked Adidas. He thought Adidas was fresh.
Go to Nike and listen to the meeting, you know. He almost left Nike after the 2, and then they got Tinker Hatfield off a project. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy how they fell ass first into that. And it's funny how, like, that same concept happened again with Steph Curry. There's the story. The story goes, Nike literally pitched him, right? I can't even get my head around this. They pitched him, and the presentation that came up behind him or whatever, the presentation that came up in front of him, right? It had like Chris Paul's fucking name on it. It was the old presentation they'd done to Chris Paul, and like Steph's like, what the hell? Like what?
I got talking about Steph Curry. He's a couple of beaters. I got 2.5s.
Oh, they're fresh.
Yeah, I'll show you these ones, but these ones I'll snap you with these. These, hold on, I gotta dig for a second here.
Wow. You got a lot of kicks. Wow.
Without having the shoes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. So I'm pretty sure they've never retroed, Under Armour's never retroed these shoes before. But I was on eBay one day, right? And I asked this lady, it's an older lady, like late 40s or whatever. I got these for $30, man. Hurry 3.
Wow.
They were her ex-husband's. And I've only wore them twice outside, and that's the sole. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah, I
They're
like these.
crazy, huh?
I like the older ones more than the newer ones, but yeah, man, they're like, yeah, I heard that story. My friend at work, C Boogie, he told me the story about the Nike presentation. Like, how the fuck can you do that, man? You know, that's
But talk about blowing it. Did you
like
see like Under Armour's worth $4 billion now or something like that? $4
crazy.
billion they passed up on. Tell me who was wearing Under Armour before Steph Curry?
I'll tell you,
That's who.
yeah,
No
exactly.
one.
Yeah, I'll tell you a
No
story
one.
about. Do you remember Deion Sanders?
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, right? Okay. Now he's with Under Armour. He's been with them for years for his younger leagues. Like, you know, he does little leagues for the kids and stuff. You know.
Yep.
Now, obviously, his Nike shoes, like famous. You know what I mean? The prime times, they're famous shoes, so famous. But when it was time to leave, when it was time to leave sports, and they weren't helping him like for the leagues, you know. So he's like, "Fuck this," you know. And then all of a sudden, but all these years before that, he said, this company, he goes, called Under Armour. He goes, sent me a whole box of arm socks. Right, that's all they were making at the start, right?
Mm.
And he goes, I could have prime timed them. He goes and done nothing. He goes, but he sent him 10 grand. Right back then, when they had nothing, they were nothing, right? And then when it was time, they approached him and they go, "Hey, do you remember us?" And he's like, "Who?" And he goes, "We're Under Armour," like that. And by this stage, they had the money and stuff. And they go, "You that $10,000 that he gave them back then, like, helped them like grow." You know what I mean? So then they
Yep.
were like, "We'll sponsor you. We'll give you everything you need for your like." Your leagues for young kids and stuff like that, and he's been with them ever since. He wears Steph Curry basketball shoes, like, you know what I mean, like Deion Sanders, man. So it's a crazy story, like, and he says
It's mind-boggling. It just shows you, doesn't matter how good you are, you can always make a mistake. If you are complacent and you don't treat people with the proper respect, you can still lose.
So let's get back to Ichpig now. Do you still have a store? Did you have a store in High Point?
So we had a store on Chapel Street there for a little bit, like a little pop-up. And we had a pop-up in Northbridge and Perth as well for a bit, actually. But
cool.
So we have a store at our warehouse kind of factory in Brunswick.
Okay.
And we also have we're also wholesaling now in Fast Times.
Cool. Man.
Sorry, just sneeze. Yeah, so we're in Fast Times. And I think probably over this we were looking to grow it out, but then, you know, like COVID happened and, you know, blah blah blah, drain up, right? Like insert COVID talk and all that stuff there, right? But yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, it's funny, you know. Like sometimes I feel bad saying this, but COVID was definitely a blessing in disguise for us. I remember you were talking about it in one of your previous episodes, how it's really brought the notion of localization back. And especially with us, because we're manufacturing everything here in Melbourne, like, we're as local as it gets. There is pretty much no one as local as us. We've been doing that for 10 years. We've kept the lights on for a lot of businesses through this period, like a lot. Yeah. We've kind of, you know, gone from, you know, being like 10 or 20% of someone's workload to now, like, we're taking up whole factories capacity. Like, they are just contracting to us, which which is sick because, you know, as we've seen this spike and this notion of, you know, oh, Ichpig's still around. They're still doing the right thing. They're still making fresh shit. Holy crap, they're actually doing some cool stuff. They've grown up a bit, and, you know, their taste has changed, or they're a bit more sophisticated. Yeah, it's nuts. It's been so sick. So it kind of made us realize and focus and think about, you know, the brand and the company as a whole. And,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes, I'm sure you know this, like, sometimes you have a little bit too many distractions around you. There's too many things going on, too many voices. And something like COVID actually gave us the ability, well, it actually just naturally wiped all that noise away and made us focus on what was real and what was not real.
Yeah.
And it decided the path for us, which has been really, really beneficial. And it's been great. It's been really tricky. It's been tricky for a lot of other businesses, but I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing for me to talk about because there's so many people losing their livelihoods, and ours is doing well. We're doing great.
Yeah. And can you still order and make what you want? Like, you know how you said you first started, like people can come in and say, oh, I want this color and this color. Do you still do that? Do you still?
We had to stop that about 5 or 6 years ago. We what happened was, and this is one of the things as a business owner you learn is it's like you got to be adaptable and you got to be flexible. You can't be like, you got to be willing to cut off like your arm to save your body. You know what I mean? And you know, the custom thing was what we were known for, and it was at that point it was still a large part of the business. I would say it probably represented maybe 40 or 50% of the revenue. But the problem was it was so time consuming. You know, like, you know, you've got to figure out the colorway with the person, then you've got to prepare it, you've got to get it to manufacturers, you've got to get it back. Like, it was just so intense and involved. Not to mention, when you think about it, we had to stockhold all these fabrics and parts and pieces to construct the garments in the first place.
Yeah.
So you ended up investing a large amount of money in inventory that was just sitting there hoping to be used. And like I said, it was really successful because we used to go to Sneaker Freakers or have like these big kind of special offers of like these one-of-ones. We just go through and clear out the tubs, put them all together, make epic colorways based off kicks, NBA teams, whatever we were kind of thinking at the time. And we'd have like 50 of these kind of one-of-one hoods. Like, it was, and people out there still have them today. I see photos on them all the time. Hell, I've even got one. I was going to show you before. This is the last hoodie I ever made.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I'm a real sucker for like sky blue and creams. So I did this this like wheat marl with like a flat cream and then a wheat marl again. It's got the OG IP hand logo. So it's like, it makes an I and then a P.
Yeah.
And then it's got this little label down here. This is like one of our first. And we came up with this name, Melbourne.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then you can see here, I know it's backwards, but it says PG, SG, SF, PFC. They're the positions on a basketball court, right? And they were our sizes. They used to be our sizes. So it was like, you know, PG was a small and then the center was the double XL.
Nice.
So yeah, this was the last hoodie I made, but these are kind of some of the one-of-ones that we used to make. And you can see behind me, I'll just tilt this up. You can see some of the colorways that we used to make. These are some of the first ones Alex and I had sewn in the workshop.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to make these one-on-ones, but yeah, unfortunately we had to cut it in the end. It was just not economical anymore. And to keep the business kind of going, we had to make the call to get rid of it. It was tricky at the time, and it was hard because, you know, it was, especially for me, it was like, it was so ingrained in what the company was about.
Yeah,
but, you know, things change, things move on, you know, things, yeah, you just, it's all that progression going upwards.
Nah, fucking oath, man. Fucking man, you good? Thank you so much for joining me, man. It was good to meet you face to face, and obviously from now, keep in touch now, and 100%. And yeah, if your brother's keen to do a part two and tell his side of the story, 100%, I'm down for that. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll message, I'll text you later anyway, and fucking enjoy your weekend. You know what I mean? Blessings to you and your family, and thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Stay safe, hey?
You too, brother. See you
Peace.
later, bro. All right. That was sick. That was mad. Thanks, Nero. Hey, Proof, what's up, man? That was sick. That was great. That was good. Uh, that was mad. I like that. I like people telling the stories. It's sick. You know what I'm saying? That's sick, man. And thanks for everyone watching. As always, I thank everyone that watches now live or on YouTube or on the IGTV. Well, what's up, driver? What's happening? Yeah, that's sick. That was a good episode, man. Good people, you know what I mean? I like that, good people. And that's what this show's all about, you know. It's I know I've had a few uh I don't know, like First and How and stuff like that, you know what I mean, on here and that, but my show's mainly people and people just like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? And it's good, man. I love it. I love doing this. I love it. I love the support I get, and it's sick, man. And that was good, man. Nate's a good dude, and it's the best. All the people Ichpig that I've dealt with before this show even started, and yeah, it was good. Shouts to Runner Magazine. Thank you very much. And I'll show these one more time because I haven't shown these. I forgot about them, but this is sick. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's just, we can't. I might have to wear these out. What I'm wearing today, I'll show you what I'm wearing. This is a hectic outfit. I'll show that out. We gotta pump it out, man. You got the swords, the wonderful socks, and then you gotta get the crocodile. You know what I'm saying? The flex right there. You know what I mean? This, you know, that's walked down, no doubt, right there. Walked out to the fuck house. But enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Hopefully, a couple of things get lifted tomorrow by this fucking banana freaking out. I reckon it, I don't even want to start. But anyway, have a good one and peace. Peace and blessings.